Back when I was in high school, I allowed my environment to condition me to believe that some people were better than others. On the basis of race, class, ethnicity, sexual orientation, body image, religion, things that shouldn't determine a person's value. We would all go along with that perspective of the world without really thinking about how limiting that was. Just perpetuate what we hear in music, we perpetuate what we see in TV, movies. We never thought about how limiting or damaging that could be to a community. When you stop to think about it and you see how limiting that all can be, if you were to reject that, if you were to challenge what the media gives you, what could happen? What kind of world would we live in if there was no prejudice, if there was no hate?
I had opportunities handed to me, I pissed them away. Gangsters got more respect than the president, and that's what I thought. I thought I was going to be a gangster. Oh, he plays football, he's good. Yeah, I played football, I was good. Yeah, he's good in school. Yeah, I was good in school, I was smart. But I wanted to be a gangster. None of that satisfied me. I went to school, I played football, but at the end of the day, I stood on the block, did all the things I wasn't supposed to do in my community. Recently, they had the riots in Baltimore. The craziest thing I saw in the news, and this is weird to me, they said, oh, the Bloods and Crips are unified. They have peace talks. Since I used to live a horrible lifestyle, I'm sitting here asking myself, hasn't anybody learned that you shouldn't glorify gangsters, gang life? Those cats just went trendy. So you telling kids it's okay to be in a gang because now they're unified? You're supposed to speak out against that. Those type of things shouldn't get publicized. But if you think about it, it would be the smartest thing for the media to put out there.
It's important for us to learn to appreciate the struggles of marginalized groups within our world.
Each person is living a life as vivid and complex as your own.
We're main characters in our own lives, but everyone's a main character in theirs, and everyone deserves to be treated like a main character. We need to consider one another.
I would recommend to everybody that they not sit back and be complacent about things the way they are. Things are never as good as they could be. If we don't become involved, if we don't become active, if we don't appreciate what's happening to others and understand those things, then eventually those things will impact us directly.
With ongoing suffering, as the youth are young, so ask yourself, is the loving really gone? So I could ask myself, really what is going wrong in this world that we living in? People keep on giving in, making wrong decisions, only visions of them dividends, not respecting each other, denying thy brother. A war's going on, but the reason's undercover. The truth is kept secret. It's swept
It's in crisis, I think. I talk with my grandchildren all the time about having real adventures, getting out of the house, shutting down the video games, and instead of having phony adventures, do something productive. Having a sense of adventure. The people that have that sense of adventure are the ones that actually influence the course of history, even if it's just a few moments of history or a few years of history.
After years of seeing how I was a cause of cancer in my own community, I learned that I had to try to repair some of those communities. Easton is one of those communities that I committed crimes in and I took away from. Easton never did nothing bad to me. It's my second home. When I left my mother's house, I came here to go to college. So this is the first place I actually live away from my parents' home. I know it's a different time, a different era, but somewhere in Easton, somebody's committed crimes that I committed. So I'm trying to repair that, bridge that gap. And even if it helps just one kid, that'll be great. I'm already helping one right there. Hey, see? Paige is here with us all the time. My baby. That's Alexa's best friend. The name of the youth organization is called SYO, the Sidlex Youth Organization. Basically, we try to make better lives for our youth by giving them life skills, simple life skills, cooking, cleaning, just the basic necessities that you need in life. And we enjoy that give back,
kind of shows me that there are more things important in life, and it's fun. It's fun to give back. It's always good. It's good on college applications.
We're smart enough to do better. We owe it to ourselves. We need to act as if we're responsible. We have responsibility in this. It's not just about your day-to-day job. It's not about money. It will continue to influence people. We need to make little changes in our day-to-day lives. Each person is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. So let's do better to help one another out. This is what we're giving to the next generation. Think about how your life would change if you were a different race. Think about how your life would change if you were a different sexuality than you were, a different gender. Do you care about different problems now?
For this to work, we have to stop being afraid of each other. We have to stop reserving certain things for ourselves. We have to realize that we have so much more in common than our differences would seem to suggest. And if we're really going to make significant strides in terms of understanding, in terms of interacting, in terms of loving one another, we need to knock down the barriers the safety barriers that we've built up around ourselves, so that we can open ourselves more to compassionate interaction and understanding. If you're presenting a compassionate model for your family and for the people that you come in contact with, then it rubs off. In the age we live in, we've become so increasingly isolated that even though we can make connections in a second to other people, we're connecting with them in an electronic way. We're not touching them, and we're certainly not looking into their eyes.
We need to become involved. We need to become involved.
Understand the significance behind everybody's story, not only our own.
There is something about looking somebody in the face, looking into somebody's eyes, that provides kind of a conduit to another human in a way that most of us don't. We just don't realize it can happen. We just don't realize you can have that deeper connection to somebody, even a momentary connection.
It's imperative that we take action and that we take the steps that are necessary to end that marginalization, to end that suffering.
Don't wait until things affect you directly to care about them.
Look into people's eyes all the time. Smile all the time. Reach out to people.
Reach back.
Be a force of light and love in someone's story.
We live in a world where there's a lot of drama behind everything. I don't want drama.
I can barely breathe.
I wouldn't feel comfortable bringing children into this world